Hi, Roy Gall here on video number 3 of the free fat loss report. Good to see you guys. So last week's video I spoke with you guys about variables and consistency. Today I'm going to speak with you about variables only. Basically, when you hit a stage where your body doesn't change anymore, you don't develop anymore, it's time to change your variables. Just before that, Wellington, a different spot in Wellington. This is, I'm in one of the reserves, the little reserves Wellington have around it. In fact, I'm going to show you a slide just now. You can see that Wellington has it's called the belt around Wellington. It's a forest belt, it's a greenery belt that nobody is allowed to develop there, nobody is allowed to build there. Just to give the area a bit of a breathing lung, instead of turn the city into a pile of concrete, they decided that around the city there's going to be a big, huge, wide belt where there's native trees, there's bushwalks, the likes that I took you last video, and there's a lot of parks and reserves where you can come, chill out. There's a few benches behind me, as you can see, all that sort of stuff. There are a few walks somewhere around here as well, which you can do, you know, to keep fit. This is what usually people go to do these walks for, and it's fun. It's a beautiful bushwalk. Okay, so talking about changing your variables, here's the reason. Most people would go to the gym, follow their training regime. They gonna gain strength, they're gonna build their body, lose fat, you know, get energized, and then it hits a spot. It hits, in some stage it hits you. You stop progressing, you feel that you're not as energized as before. You're weaker even than before you started training. You can't lift those weights anymore. And in some cases you even find that you gained a couple of pounds. And I suppose you can find consolation in the fact that it happens to 99% of people out there. And the even better news is that there are lots and lots you can do about it. And I'm going to give it to you here in this video today. I'm going to give you heaps of ideas, innovative ideas, and it's all written in the free fat loss report. It's written by Mike. Again, I'm just simplifying to you. I'm showing you the ebook rather than having you reading it. So the main thing to remember is that when you work out with an open mind. And here's what I mean by that. Here's what to do. There's a few examples that I'm going to give you now. In order to get constant results with your workout, try to change the sequence or order of your exercises. So in other words, you know, you've been given a set of exercises, kind of like, I don't know, you're doing a few reps of weight lift in the gym, and then you go on the treadmill to do some other exercises, and then from the treadmill you do some push-ups on the floor. So if you do those exercises in the same order, you want to just basically shuffle them around to give your body a bit of stimulation. Change your exercise grouping, like supersetting, where you do 2 different exercises back to back with no rest in between. Circuit training, trisets, and so on. Change the type of your exercise. So if you do a machine-based weightlifting, try a free weightlifting. They're much better for you. And if you do a single joint exercise, why not shift to a multi-joint exercise where you train a range of muscles at the same exercise, and it's also far better for you. Remember, I think it was in my first video, I spoke about multi-joint versus single joint exercises. If you do a single joint exercises and you're isolating muscles, no, I spoke about it in the last video. In the end, don't isolate your muscle. If you train your body as a whole unit and do multi-joint exercises, you achieve much more in much less time. This is the key. Change the number of exercises you do per workout. change the amount of resistance, change the time under tension. So if you do stability ball plank holds, where you lie on a stability ball with your elbows for 60 to 90 seconds, simply change the time your body, which is abs in this case, is under tension. And so on. Simply be creative, think outside the square. You know, most people would do the same exercises of the likes of 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps per set with 2-3 minutes rest in between. And there's heaps and heaps that you can do about this kind of boring regime. You can just shuffle your sets and reps around and the rest time around. You know, if you do some weights, for example, instead of doing 10 to 12 reps per set, why don't you take a heavier weight and do 1 or 2 reps, because you can't lift them as much. So do 1 or 2 reps, have 15 seconds rest and go for another 1 or 2 reps. Stuff like that, you know, just change your variables all the time in order to progress. When I'm saying all the time, of course, once you change your variables and you decide that you're going to go on a certain regime, follow it for 4 to 8 weeks. Here are some more specific examples. The examples I gave you before were kind of general, but now I'm going to go down in a little bit more detail to make it more practical for you. Instead of 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, try 10 sets of 3 reps each, with only 20 seconds rest between. Go for 6 sets of 6 reps each, where you lift a fairly heavy weight and do a 3-minute treadmill sprint in between each set. Now go for a weight that you can barely lift and do 10 sets of only 1 rep each and have a 30 seconds rest between each set. Okay, now go for a lighter than normal weight, but do only 1 set of, say, 50 reps. Do a 1 full body exercise such as barbell clean push and press or dumbbell squat and presses, and do nothing but that for a full 20 minutes. There's your workout for the day. Try a body weight workout where you do push-ups, pull-ups, chin-ups, dips, running up and down stairs, and so on. Do a circuit of 12 different exercises that cover the entire body and don't rest between each one. Do the same 12 exercises where you do 1 exercise at maximum speed and the next one at super slow speed. Do 1 week of 30 minutes workout each day over 6 days, and the next week 1 hour workout each day over 3 days only. That'll keep your body wondering what the heck is going on. It will stimulate quite a few things. You get the idea. There are many more ways where you can change your training variables. Just be creative, think outside the square, and keep progressing. And again, don't forget to, once you change your variable, just decide on 1 specific new regime and follow it for 4 to 8 weeks. Keep progressing and keep seeing results. I'll see you next week on video number 4. Thanks very much for listening.